Hey everybody! Before we get to the actual video here real quick, want to go over two quick things here. First and foremost throughout the video, I apologize. The audio is a little inconsistent, partially because my lavalier mic, I think, has lived its life and is starting to go downhill, and I didn't recognize that until about 3/4 of the way done recording with this. You'll still be able to clearly tell what I'm saying and such, but there will be a little bit of difference in the sound of my voice and such as I kind of go through the video here. Of course, the second thing being, it's Aquashella weekend over in Chicago. And my wife and I still plan to head on over there. We'll be there for both the Saturday and the Sunday session. So if you see us and you want to say hi, by all means, feel free. Would love to meet some of you followers and connect some names to faces here. But that's really it for just this little pre-video message here, guys. Thank you for, as always, watching the video here. Hope you enjoy it. And thank you for all the support. And let's get to it. What's going on, everybody? Those of y'all who are new to my channel, my name is Austin, and this is Fintastic Freaks. So as some of you already know, based off some social media posts, and well, my most recent video before this one, I recently went to the Nebraska Aquarium Society Swap here in Omaha. Which, as you can imagine, means we got some new fish down here in the fish room. We'll go to those tanks here and see them shortly. With that also being said, we also got some fish in some new tanks as we're working on some projects down here, as we always are. Obviously, with the 90-gallon bow front now totaled, to those of you that don't know, you can check out that video up here somewhere if you want to, but that's about the gist of it. We had to move some things around here to accommodate some fish down here so that we can give them their overdue upgrades. Without further ado, let's go see some fish. Or more appropriately, let's go ahead and start by showing that, yeah, this 75-gallon tank that used to house all our angels and such, and that community tank is now empty, right down to the glass. Minus a little bit of dirt otherwise though, I guess, which we'll clean out here shortly. I'm sure some of you might be wondering, that don't know already, what happened to the angelfish?
Upgrades, people, upgrades.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the angelfish, the rams, the tetras, everybody that used to be in that 75 have gotten quite the upgrade indeed. Now, into this 125-gallon tank. Of course, this is the 125 where the goldfish used to be. We'll talk about them in a minute here. Some of you saw this tank initially when I first showed it on my live stream a couple weeks ago, but even if you saw it then, you'll also notice that we've added some more plants in here, added a couple more jungle val in here, we added some stem plants in here, and we also added a mother pot of Anubias barteri in here. I believe that little pot there, or I really shouldn't say little, this video probably doesn't do it justice, it's actually pretty good size. It has 3 rhizomes in there, and I think I'll at least spread 2 throughout this tank. I might go ahead and throw one in Cypher's tank in there, the bottom 75 there. Otherwise, we might even give Finley one over there. Her tank is kind of looking bare too. But all extra details aside, I mean, everybody just is gonna get along way better in this tank. I mean, obviously it's 2 feet more side to side. I mean, it still has that 18-inch front to back dimension, just like the 75. It's just 2 feet longer, which to some people may not sound like much, but I can promise you, these fish are feeling the difference, and they're showing the difference. I'm noticing some growth spurts and such. I mean, look at our black skirt tetras over here. I mean, they already look a little bit bigger. So does that angelfish that keeps video bombing us. You'll also notice we got some new tetras in here. We have a group of 4 Congo tetras in here. Awesome! Congo tetras have been on my bucket list of want to keep for a while, and found some at the Nebraska Aquarium Society Swap, and here we are. And you can see his tail poking out of the one log. Yes, we also have another black Ghostknife. And yes, I say another because yes, this is a different black Ghostknife, not the one that we have in the 240 over there. Coming clean here, honestly. This big guy was calling the 46-gallon bow front home for a while. It worked for a while because, I mean, when I initially got him, he was only about 5 inches or so. But the thing is, these fish can grow really, really quick. And this guy now is like 10, maybe even knocking on the door of 11 inches. So it was high time to get him into a new tank here too. And while it's not a 240, it's definitely a heck of a lot better than that 46 bow front that he used to be in. And it was long overdue, and I can definitely tell he's loving all the space he has right now. So now that those angels are in the 125, as I said, the goldfish have now been moved, and they have been moved into this little pond over here. This water trough here holds about 130 gallons, so in terms of overall water capacity and swim space, it's not a whole lot different for them. If anything, it's just a little bit less side-to-side space, but it is a little wider for them, so in all retrospect, I think it kind of cancels out everything for them. And yeah, here we are. You see the Lionhead Ranchu poking his head out of that log. They love to swim through those little logs. I think that's their new favorite toy in their environment. As you can see, we got 2 of our comets right there. There's another comet in here somewhere. Must be hiding somewhere. We also got an albino bristlenose pleco in here still, and of course we got our 2 dojo loaches. I think they honestly are doing a lot better in this tank than they were even in the 125, guys, because I think it's just, well, in my opinion, I think it looks a lot more natural, and it's kind of cool that you can just look down at them and just see everything. You can see another one of the dojo loaches just chilling out right there. Those are funny little critters, I gotta tell you. And honestly, in terms of keeping their water cooler, I think having them in this pond, which unlike all my tanks is hanging out here on the floor, it's kind of easier to keep their water at a cooler temperature and such, because, well, yeah, it's not up on the same level where, you know, all that water is evaporating from the tanks and such, and, you know, the temperature's not being as affected by all that humidity and such. Down here on the floor is going to help keep that water cooler for them, which is at least what these kinds of goldfish would prefer. And so overall, I think it actually works out pretty well for them. But while we're on the goldfish topic here, guys, we actually need to go on over there and visit our 46 bow front while we're still on this goldfish topic here. You'll notice the 46-gallon bow front now has a new look here and a new occupant. Yes, if you saw our Nebraska Aquarium Society Swap video already, if you haven't, make sure at some point, perhaps after you're done watching this video, you check that out. But yes, we came home with one of Jimmy P's goldfish, and this was the wife's favorite by far. So long story short, yeah, we brought home a beautiful fantail goldie. And according to Jimmy himself, with all the goldfish, this guy can max out anywhere between 6 to 8 inches is what he says. So we might try to maybe add one more goldfish in here with them. Outside of that, I mean, I'm not sure. It kind of depends on what we see down the road. You never know. But I gotta tell you, the little guy's kind of growing on me too. The white, the little spots of black, and the orange. He's a pretty beautiful fish, guys. But Austin, this 46 bow front looks great and all, but what happened to the mated pair of angels that you had in here? Long story short, guys, they died. Obviously, it's a major bummer, guys, because that pearl scale and marble laid eggs so many times, and I always said that one of these times I was going to raise up those fry, and you know, when I had more time and such, and unfortunately that time never came, and that's honestly the part about those two passing away that kind of bums me out the most, is that I never got a chance to really breed them. But unfortunately, this is the hobby sometimes. You know, as I always say on this channel, and I'll say it again here, I'm not an expert, I'm just an enthusiast that has a lot of tanks and fish. But you know what, it's a learning experience. I'm gonna do my best to learn from it and be better, and you know what, hopefully one of these angels will pair off again. And in the meantime, yeah, we now have a goldfish in this 46 bow. I love this little guy here too. I think we need to come up with a name for him too here, guys. If you got a name suggestion, go ahead and throw it in the comments below. Would love to hear those suggestions. You guys always come up with very creative names. And yeah, we'll come back and visit this guy here later on too here, but we got a lot more here to touch up on here yet. Swimming around on this 29-gallon tank, as you see, we got some more angelfish here. 6 of them to be precise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 back there. And more specifically in here, we got 3 black splash koi angels. We have 1 blue marble and 2 young blue Philippine angels in here. I initially wanted to go ahead and just add them to the 125 right away, but as you can kind of tell, they're on the smaller side here, considerably smaller than everybody else in that 125. So went ahead and threw them in the 29 gallon here with our freshwater zebra eel, who you can see is poking his head out there. I gotta tell you, I'm very thrilled that the zebra eel is getting along so well with all these angels. He was in here for about 2.5, 3 months before any of the angels were added. And the plan always was, when I got the zebra eel, I wanted to add him to one of my community tanks down the road here. And seeing the fact that, as you can see, the angels are swimming around him, he sometimes gets a little curious, but I've yet to see him try to lash out or nip at any of them. And as you can see, yeah, he just kind of chills and hangs out with them, which is awesome to see. Maybe if he even gets used to angels, then maybe we'll go ahead and put him back here in the 125 with everybody else. We might even just go ahead and throw him in the 240 as well. But that's a decision to be made for a later day. But for right now, he's been getting along greatly with all the angels in here. I also went ahead and threw one of my smaller German blue rams in here as well. He's probably hiding in that log down there, just because of adding the black Ghostknife to the 125 back here. The black Ghostknife, who is hiding in that little tree root thing there, is about 10, 11 inches. So while I don't think that little German blue ram would have fit in his mouth, better safe than sorry. Getting back to the beginning of the video here, we now have an empty 75 gallon tank. So what's the plan with that tank now? Some of you might remember in another recent video, unfortunately our 90 gallon bow front here had a piece of wood hit right down there. Hence our bottom panel here is shot. So unfortunately, the initial plan, of which of course putting our green spotted puffers, which currently live in this 20 gallon long here, yeah, obviously they can't go in here anymore. But now that the angelfish are now in the 125 there, I think it's obvious now, right? We just go ahead and put the green spotted puffers in that 75 over there. Of course, as you can see, we gotta clear up all this clutter here too. Of course, this is also gonna work out too, because now that we have that 75 empty, we'll probably go ahead and empty out that 75 down there too temporarily, so we can move Cypher and the new green spotted puffer tank, or soon to be green spotted puffer tank, more over here a bit. And then I'm thinking, of course, as we said in the other video earlier too, we'll move our 185 bow front, soon to be a saltwater tank, along this wall too. So that way our big 510 gallon plywood tank right here can go right up against the wall here. So we can have Mac, our Maboo puffer, who we'll call that 510 gallon tank home, right up here against the wall as the king puffer, right next to the queen, of course. How you doing, Finley? Since we've been talking about tank upgrades a lot in this video here, I have been thinking about maybe getting Finley an upgrade here too. And obviously it's not the first time I've talked about this, but now that we're putting a plywood tank over here, starting to think that, you know, maybe a 180 won't be as feasible. All I will say for right now is, because I don't want to say too much here right now, because it's all in the very much in the beginning stages right now. But starting to talk with some friends here and plan with myself about maybe building Finley a new custom tank here that's gonna give her, you know, maybe not more side to side swim space, but gonna give her a lot more space to swim overall. And I mean, honestly, Finley inside her 150 gallon tank here, I mean, it's a decent sized tank. I mean, 4 feet side to side and 2 feet front to back is not terrible for her whatsoever, but I don't think it's great anymore either. I mean, look at her. She is a very big, but even more so beautiful girl. I mean, she is about now 14 inches, guys. She might even be a little bit over that now. She is a big, beautiful puffer now. And while this 150, you know, I don't think is horrible for her, I think we can give her better than that. The queen here, I think, deserves a new palace, so to say.
Her Royal Majesty!
And that, guys, is the little fish room update video here. As you can tell, plenty going on down here. Finally getting some projects finished down here, and getting some new ones I've been wanting to get to for a long time down here finally in motion. And it's getting more and more exciting as we get along here. But of course, feel free to let me know, what's your favorite fish down here? You like any of the new angels that we got here? How about that goldfish or maybe the Congo tetras? I'm really excited to finally have some Congo tetras. That's been on my bucket list for a long time, guys. But let me know what your favorite is down in the comments below. And of course, if you like this fish room update video or just like seeing updates in my fish room in general, let me know by clicking that like button. Of course, really helps out my channel and is greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new and have not done so already here on the channel, consider clicking the subscribe button to stay in a loop with everything that I do here. Obviously, we'll have plenty of fish room update videos as these projects continue to progress here and such. I'm gonna have some more videos as we move those green spotted puffers over to the new home. We got Aquashella Chicago coming up in less than 2 weeks as I record this anyway. So obviously we'll have plenty of stuff on that. And just saying, maybe while we're over there in Chicago, we might have to pay that Shed Aquarium a visit. Long story short, lots coming up here in the very near future, and would love to have you on board the channel here to see it all happen. As always though, Fish Fam, thank you all for the continued support and for watching this video. I will see you all in my next video, guys. As always, stay fantastic.